All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the Cincinnati Bengals. This is my Super Bowl pick for this upcoming season. They're loaded offensively. They're loaded defensively. They're well coached. They have a good special teams unit. They just made the AFC Championship and barely lost. But more importantly, guys, they upgraded everything they needed to upgrade. And it started with a bang. Immediately, once free agency strikes, they sign left tackle Orlando Brown Jr. Don't listen to any Kansas City Chiefs fan that says that is not a big deal. We don't buy that in the slightest. You got to keep in mind, Joe Burrow in the last 2 seasons is the most sacked quarterback in the National Football League. And for a multitude of different reasons, that does not work. So they go out there and they pick up Orlando Brown Jr. A great move, which is going to slide Jonah Williams to the right tackle position. Last year, Brown was the 18th ranked pass block win rate tackle in the National Football League. All right. Williams, now he was banged up, fought a dislocated right kneecap in week 5, but he was ranked 55th in pass block win rate at tackle. Keep in mind, he's only 25 years old. So left tackle, right tackle, they're set, they're sold. Offensive line wise, they're absolutely sold. But one thing a lot of people don't look into when they're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals, an extremely undercovered squad in the National Football League, which is ridiculous because they're one of the best teams. There are, like, you can't argue that Cincinnati is not a top 3 team in the National Football League. It's crazy. It's criminal how undercovered this team is. People will just hop behind, like their TV news or whatever and be like, yeah, Cincinnati's good. And they'll call it, that's it right there. The Joe Burrow-Jamar Chase connection, their personal relationship is absolutely key. Once a quarterback wide receiver duo goes south, there is no going back north. It's like soured milk. You can't unsour the milk. You got to pour it out. That's why the wide receiver usually leaves. Look at Stephon Diggs. Look at Des Bryant. Look at Tyreek Hill most recently. This is a great environment. The Cincinnati Bengals, their aura, their vibe, their energy, they like each other, and that goes a long way. It matters. Personal relationships, specifically with your quarterback, your leader, your OG, the leader of your room. Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, this is a deadly duo for years to come. Obviously, we all know that, but these guys love each other. They die for each other. That's what you want, a unified football team. So before we get any further into today's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Cannot wait for the start of the regular season. We make a bunch of Bengals videos over on this channel. Bengals fans, I love you. Who day? Try and get this video to 500 likes. That would mean the absolute world to me. But hit that like button, hit that sub button if you haven't already. We're pushing for 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So, just like on paper, the Cincinnati Bengals have a stacked roster. They've got your left tackle. I've got my edge rushers. I've got my linebacker room. I've got my stud, star, rising cornerback. I've got my weapons, and clearly I have my quarterback. Joe Burrow is my selection for an MVP this upcoming season. And I just want to say, judging from, has Joe Burrow, to my knowledge, he's never even played in a preseason game. I just want expectations to be in check. Last year, Cincinnati started really slow, specifically Joe Burrow in that first game. So keep in mind, Cincinnati, they're riding those momentum from last season. You want to catch your stride at the end of the year, not the start of the season. Now, you want to start strong. You want to start good. That's not a concern of mine for the Cincinnati Bengals. One thing people are overreacting with the Bengals is the turnover, and it's specifically coming on the defensive side. Now, offensively, there was some turnover, and we talked about that in our last Bengals video. You lost Samaje Perine, who ended up being the go-to back in that Kansas City Chiefs AFC Championship game. And that was a very unfortunate loss, but they bounced back immediately with the drafting of Chase Brown. Chase Brown is the future of Cincinnati Bengals as far as the running back room is concerned. I love Joe Mixon. He's a dog. When he's healthy, he's going to do exactly what I need him to do. We just need Joe Mixon to stay healthy this upcoming season. Chase Brown is the perfect complementary running back. Irv Smith Jr. comes on in. Hayden Hurst, you lost Hayden Hurst. Irv Smith Jr. just needs a new change of scenery. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of talent there. He was drafted in the 2nd round a couple of years ago out of Alabama. There's something with Irv Smith Jr. and if there's somebody who's going to tap it, it's going to be Joe Burrow. So I'm very excited about Irv Smith Jr. I'm very excited about rookie Charlie Jones, rookie Chase Brown. Offensively, I have zero concerns. Most people's concern with the Bengals turnover came on the defensive side. Now, to me, when I look at the Bengals defense, I think it was good to move off of expensive safeties. I just think when we're talking defense, this isn't, the 85 Chicago Bears. Defensive rules have changed. I won't go as far to say that defense doesn't win you championships, but there's no concerns with me for this Bengals defense. I've got my defensive line is set. Sam Hubbard, DJ Reader, BJ Hill, Trey Hendrickson. It gets deeper than that. We have rookie Miles Murphy coming on over from Clemson. Your defensive line, your trenches, offensively and defensively, Cincinnati has it. They've got it figured out. That's great. You got to win in the trenches, and that is exactly what Cincinnati does. Their linebacker room is still absolutely loaded. Getting back Jermaine Pratt was a huge move to me. He's your star linebacker. You've got Logan Wilson, Jermaine Pratt as your two big dogs at the linebacker position. So I still have my linebacker. I still have my defensive line. So we move to the secondary. Here's the thing. Eli Apple, Von Bell, these are tough losses, I will admit, but they're perfectly fine. And that's why you drafted guys like DJ Turner II. That's why you drafted Jordan Battle. That's why you drafted Dax Hill last season for moments like this. Depth's extremely underrated. Players break out. Cam Taylor-Britt, Dax Hill, Nick Scott, Awuzie, DJ Turner, Jordan Battle, Mike Hilton. The Bengals secondary is fine. Cam Taylor-Britt is a rising star in this league. And by the way, you can't pay both cornerbacks. I think cornerback is a little, I don't know if overrated is the best word here, but like I said a couple of minutes ago, I want my defense cheap. You got to keep it cheap as long as you can retain your important star players. My defensive line, my linebacker, Jermaine Pratt, my star rising cornerback, Cam Taylor-Britt. Young, fast, but more importantly, cheap. If you're trying to sustain winning, look at the Kansas City Chiefs of last season. They had extremely young defensive secondary, and by the end of the season, they were good to go. They were ready. They got Chris Jones. So when I look at the Bengals defense, I have absolutely zero concerns. I have zero concerns with Cincinnati as a whole. I think this is the year. This is a special squad. They can win a lot of Super Bowls. Obviously, we don't want to jump the gun here, but we kind of are. It's the start of the season. We're making our prediction videos. I think Cincinnati is set. I think the pieces are in place this season. And just speaking of Kansas City, Travis Kelce, dislocated his knee earlier today or some knee issue. That's a big deal. If Travis Kelce isn't Travis Kelce for the Kansas City Chiefs this upcoming season, well, Cincinnati was already knocking at their door. They've been knocking at their door the past 2 seasons. And until that AFC Championship game, Joe Burrows had the Chiefs' number. This is the year it changes. I am fully believed in that. That's it for today. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. I want an official prediction. We don't need win-loss. The Bengals are a 10-plus win team. You're going to win the division. Even if you don't, you dealt with some injuries, whatever. You're making the playoffs. How far are the Cincinnati Bengals going this upcoming season? Let me know down below in the comment section. That's it for today. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. Appreciate you guys so much. And yeah, we almost have live football, baby.